Okay guys, so I had to do a quick video, but then I desperately need to meditate, so I have had so much going on with getting ready for applying for the job, getting ready for about 3 weeks of shows, believe it or not, and finishing talking to people about potential homes for tea, and or by the end of May, we probably be deciding maybe Charlotte if we decide we can't keep him closer. And again, Charlotte as in my sweet friend Charlotte, and also as in near the city, because she's in North Carolina. But anyway, guys, this is awesome, and T is getting on a walk with Mom and Dad, so I thought it'd be a really cute video. Come on, T-Bone! Here he comes, and I put his leash on him, but I let him walk just alongside us, which he's doing great, as you can see, and it's adorable. I'm trying to get a better video of everybody all together, but again, now they're thinking I'm getting cookies. Yeah, I don't want to give everybody a cookie. These boys are looking. Here, guys, good boy, Ash. This way, guys. Good, Ash. I'm trying to get a video instead of, but every time I stop, they think we're getting cookies. This will tire T out really well. And speaking of tiring out well, our awesome pet nanny, Jace, did such a good job with T yesterday, tiring him out. I'm going to have her come at least one day a week for a while until we find the home for T. But she also was helping rotate and work with the other dogs, which is nice. Asher and Obi are totally back to as if nothing happened. And again, they were hooked up a long time, but clearly I think Obi was just trying to teach Asher a lesson, or he would have hurt him a lot more. He's just got a couple nicks on his head. And poor, as I say, once again, Obi got the worst of it, but I also don't think Asher was trying that hard, or Al wouldn't have been able to break him up like that, his eye. But basically, with that fight, what happened is, sorry, I'm going up that huge hill again. Asher gets very excited when he sees a deer or bunny or anything, and he redirects. Very common, but he'll air snap. He won't bite anybody, but at the other dogs, and they usually ignore him, and Obi ignores him like almost 100% of the time. Very stoic Obi is, and sometimes Asher just does it even in the hallway in the morning when he gets excited, and I've been really trying to stop that down. But anyway, sorry about my breathing. I'm totally in great shape, especially for my age. But the thing is, you go up these huge hills and talk. No matter what, it's not easy. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, where is T? Oh, he's right behind my feet. I'll get him up here. Come on, T-Bone. Yeah, so the neighbors were going by. A really great neighbor, because she came over in the middle of all of it and tried to help, because it was only Al. I had no idea it was even happening, or I could have broken it up faster, because definitely Al is not good at breaking it up, although I'll give him credit that he did ultimately get them broken up. And then Jennifer, the neighbor, was awesome in helping come over and hold Ash. But Asher got Obi's eye somehow. But anyway, he got excited, and they both started running the fence. And I've always thought it was awful when dogs run the fence and get into fights with each other. And ours have been pretty immune from that, even with the crazy lady with the border collies. But that was a chronic source of stress, so we're thrilled she's moved. But her dogs were always loose. Even animal control was trying to help us, but they would run the fence. Finally, we just had to put up black plastic so our dogs at least couldn't see it. So it gave us time. And again, Asher had gotten better about certainly not snapping at Willow, because that happened a while ago, and Willow was like, I don't think so. And so thank God they've never had really anything but Willow's good warning of this isn't going to happen, because Willow is a fierce one. But thank God she's been really good too. I think, again, speaking of that, I just want to speak to the fact that it's so easy, because these dogs are so adorable and sweet. In fact, I would say probably 80% of my puppy owners that haven't had, I'd say 100%, that it's their first Stafford from me, they don't believe me almost. Or they believe me, but they can't hardly they've never seen, luckily, what we've seen. And I don't think you do see it till you have a real pack of dogs, 3 or more, and then you are probably likely to see a fight. And I think part of the fights were because I always felt people didn't discharge their dog's energy enough. But God knows we walk them all the time and everything. But Asher, I did throw the ball for him a lot. Good boy, Ash, yesterday, because I decided that, his paws do get injured a lot, unfortunately, but it's only his paws. And I think that's been his source, because he's been like what I call reverse aging, which is great because I'm trying to get him that platinum, although he'll be a veteran in about a month. But it's okay because there's only been 3 AKC Platinum Grand Champions, and 2 of them were handled by a pro. So Asher will be the first owner handled if I can achieve that. And he will also be, the second one that got it was already a veteran. I don't know about the first, but for sure the second was already well into 8 years old. So I'm very much okay with going till that long. I just don't want to show him a ton. But anyway, he's been showing great. He's been reverse aging, so to speak. But I figured out part of it was probably because even with his walks and his yard access, he loves that ball throwing. And so he's been I can barely say it, because he's been missing it, because I didn't want to do it anymore since, when we have shows coming up, he invariably will get his paw pad really irritated. And then it's like this game of spraying. And usually he never ever has a limp in the show ring. We've only had one time, and he didn't even have a limp in the ring, just that morning in Anderson where it was touch and go. But he still ended up, I think he got the breed every day there. Or one day he didn't, but I think he did all the other days, and he was looking fine. You couldn't see anything, but it's just some guy actually told me at the show there, I think I talked about that before, that it is from scraping the paws. Anyway, all right, guys, let's keep them moving. This will tire T out real nice because I'm working remote today, so you have to work, obviously, and I'm very conscientious about that. But what I will do is when I have a break in that action, I'll get up and rotate dogs and walk T. And of course, Al's around, so I'm not alone on that. I don't get a pet nanny on the days I work. I did when the puppies were real young. But anyway, so all is pretty good. Like I say, I'm another gentleman I'm talking to. A couple of my great families, it's just not a good time for them now for tea. And then I've got wonderful Charlotte, but too far away. So I'm just trying, like Henrietta, you and your dad's wisdom is right now I'm just not doing anything, which for me is extremely hard on decisions, because I'm about as active on the decisions as I am in life. I just don't wait on things, but I've learned as I've gotten older that sometimes it's really good. I had, I'm getting really intimate here, but about, 10 years ago was actually the first time I ever went to counseling, even though I'm a counselor. It's just because I really do believe there is bad counseling, by the way, a lot of bad counseling. And while I'm on that topic, I want to talk about a couple things that I think are really interesting and totally divergent, but bear with me. I think that even though I'm a counselor, one of the things that steered me towards being in education, like as working with kids in the school counseling and now at the community college, is that education is a solution. And I do not like just sitting around thinking about your problems. I think it only exacerbates things sometimes. And it's like, I feel like some lady that I've got to watch her podcast, listen to her podcast, because my friend Bill told me, and I'm like, God, I could have written that book. He told me she was saying the same thing on the podcast circuits, and the analogy she uses is heart surgery is a great thing if you have a bad heart. But she said, if you don't, then it's really not such a good thing. And it's the same with counseling. Like, I don't know why everyone under the age of 30 needs counseling. I do understand that we have generalized anxiety and things aren't great in our society, but that's it. It's our society. So part of me wants to say, which is very uncounseling like me, but get off your duff and get engaged. Do something about it, do something about the problem. Be involved. You don't need to just ruminate on your problems or say, I grew up so badly. Some people did, but just like another book I recently read, or a quote from a psychologist who was saying he saw perfectly normal parents and families and their kids talking about how they were gaslighted and how toxic it was, and they were raised by narcissists, and it's like, oh my God, we are creating a bunch of total hothouse flowers. So anyway, I went completely off the rails there, but I did want to say that. And so what did I want to say about the whole thing? I have no idea, you guys, how that related to dogs. But anyway, I hope you found it interesting. And I think, I can't even remember now what in the heck. I know there was a relation to dogs, but it was something about working remote and taking it, that I can't be, interrupting my work every second for the dogs. I don't know where I was going with it, but I guess I'll make one tie to everything is that I think it's a little similar. This isn't where I was going with it, but just to bring it together so I don't look like I'm totally losing it, is I think dogs also don't need your attention every second. Oh, I know, was where I was going, is that the counselor I saw for the first time 10 years ago happened to be great, because I do think everyone should have it once in their life maybe, but find a good one, because a bad one's only going to make your problems worse. But the good one that I had said to me, you don't have to make a decision right now. He said, think of it, you're right over the middle of the ocean in the airplane. That's not the time you make a decision. You will make a decision, but just take your time. There's no need to do it when you're flying over the middle of the ocean in the airplane. And I was like, perfect, because right now I've got 8 things going on in my head simultaneously at all times. So I'm going to table the tea decision until that perfect home comes along, and I'll know that perfect home. All right, I'm going to turn this off. I hope you guys enjoyed my little therapeutic diversion into my other life that exists beyond my dogs. All right, have a great day, everybody.